250 grand on Black Friday. We took 130 grand over the two businesses in November. So my retention used to be 30% and I tweaked a few things and now it's 70%.
Wow. How are you working through that?
So,
Khanna,
an online business coach who helps creators and entrepreneurs
build sustainable, trust-led personal brands.
we're in it's called the trust recession at the moment. People have bought courses that haven't worked for them. People have been burnt by mentors. They've paid high ticket for stuff and not got it. They paid low ticket for stuff and not got it. Then it was there's never been a course. I launched templates in 2020 and I took 20 grand in 2 days. A lot of people know that they've been diagnosed with ADHD. They're overwhelmed, they're overstimulated before they even get out of bed in the morning. That never used to be the case.
Yeah.
And there's more information than there used to be.
Which sounds like a good thing, but the flip side is the overload of it. You don't know which bits to do.
I think I went to pitch and my laptop died.
Oh,
17 grand
As you
on
started
ads
the pitch?
As I started, there was no warning. And then the next time I launched it, my Instagram got deactivated for 3 weeks. And then the third time I launched it, Queen died on the night of the launch.
Brilliant. How inconvenient.
was
Bloody Queen.
We couldn't afford milk, where we couldn't afford a car. Now, when I go to my mum and dad's house, 5 or 6 cars on the driveway, and we couldn't afford to have one.
What tips can you give us? Anna, welcome to the show.
I'm so excited. Thank you for asking me.
So, you have built literally an online empire and you've helped so many other people do the same thing.
Yeah.
But for those who don't know you, can you just take us back to what brought you into the online space and why? Why did you start this business?
Well, I had no choice because we were it was 2020.
It was a lockdown baby.
Yeah, it was. I think I started selling ebooks in 2018.
Okay.
And my membership was 2018 or 2019. So I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to be on camera.
Really?
I was terrified. I didn't want to use Zoom. Isn't it mad that COVID was 7 years ago as well?
How? Yeah.
2019.
Because it's COVID-19,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So I was a social media manager and I was doing face-to-face training, Instagram training.
Okay.
And then I just didn't want to use Zoom. I was terrified. And then when we went into lockdown, I was using Skype, FaceTime. Do you remember House Party, the app?
Yeah.
I was using that and I was like, I can't use Zoom. And then I just had to use Zoom. And now I use Zoom most days and it's fine. But yeah, I think COVID just made everything just quicker. So the growth, it was false economy, everyone had money and time, and that's just not real life,
I think it's important that we speak about that as well, because I think quite often, for people like you and I who help people with online businesses and we teach things like launching, we've quite often got to give the context that timing plays a part in how you do things.
Yeah.
And how do you
Some
find...
people don't believe in that though.
Okay.
But I believe timing's important. I do, my worst quarter since I've started is always Q3. But people do buy in the summer holidays or people, and I'm I personally think people, especially mums, have a different mindset.
Yeah.
And they want to spend time with their kids and the family. They don't want to be in a program, or I do believe that.
Well, I think it's two things, isn't it?
And Christmas.
One is it's your ideal client. So like you said, their mums, as one example there, aren't going to want to. But I think the other thing, and I think it's important you and I speak about this, is there's a lot of people that teach sales or they teach business.
Yeah.
And it's part of their marketing to say people buy anytime because they're probably trying to sell their thing in that season and they want you to buy from them, right? And I think we've got to be, so I think that's a really important thing is we've got to be careful who we listen to. And that's why I think personal branding, that whole thing of making sure you trust the person you're buying from, that's why actually getting on camera, even though you were scared of it initially,
it's terrifying.
It's so important, right, that we do that.
Yeah, definitely. So Christmas and December is always my two quiet, August and December is always my quietest months. And July's always been quite quiet for me as well. But Q1, crazy busy.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's your time.
Q4, Black Friday, October and Black Friday, incredible. I love Black Friday. It's such a good time.
I just
to
saw
make
your
cash.
Black Friday. That was next level. Tell us about orchestrating that. Right. And by the way, so this is my 7th year coaching. I've never done Black Friday.
I fucking love it.
And it's the first year I did it. And I was like,
You
oh,
need to
wait.
do it next year.
But
I'll
I
help
saw
you do
how
it next
you
year.
do it. So give us all the secrets.
Okay.
How do you plan a Black Friday sale?
So Black Friday this year was the start of my new personality because I feel like I just had this shoot. I didn't like it last year but I had no shoot last year and nothing was working. And when I speak to people like, I don't like Black Friday, I'm like, did you have a quiet Black Friday? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, you'd like it if it was really busy and you're taking shitloads of money.
Yeah.
And you had all these new clients. And so I started Black Friday when I was a social media manager, and my client, she's got a laser clinic, she's called Fran in Liverpool. We're like really good friends now. And she was doing Black Friday, and I was doing Black Friday with her because I was her social media manager. I was in the DMs. I was selling like $1,000 worth of stuff before she woke up, and I was dead excited.
Wow.
And she was like, "Oh my god!" And we did in 2021 or 2022 250 grand on Black Friday for laser hair removal.
Wow.
And now she was like, Black Friday's incredible. And then she teaches it to laser clinics. I teach it because I've done like the behind the scenes, and then I wanted to implement it in my personal brand business and the Socialista business. So there's two. And I just love it. But this last year was just another level. I was like, I had a shoot. There was so much prep.
Tell us about the prep. How do you approach it? So if anyone's listening now and they're like, right, they're listening to this in February or whatever, there's plenty of time to think about this. They're hearing what you're saying.
Yeah.
What do they need to do?
So I just searched on Instagram and TikTok Black Friday, made albums up for inspo. On Pinterest as well, and I just thought I'm going to do this big black fur coat, big black glasses, black dress, black heels.
Because the image is a big part of your brand, isn't it? Like
I never
really
used
looking at
to
that.
be.
Oh, really?
No, I've always been quite like beige, comfy, and then everyone loved it. And then the day I had that photo shoot, I picked up my new car, which is like this big black Range Rover Vogue.
Yeah.
Again, my new personality.
Yeah.
And then. Yeah, that's just, but so now I know, so for Socialista next year, I'm going to do a shoot, the same thing. It's going to be a shoot, but they're different branding. So Socialista is like 8 years ago me talking to, and then my personal brand is talking to like 2 or 3 years ago me.
Got it.
Yeah.
And what you did with that photo shoot is you'd then be just dropping little moments of that shoot or little reels behind the scenes, and you'd have like the things where you'd be holding up saying Black Friday was coming and stuff, right? So what I really took from that is it was a real build-up. It wasn't just like an overnight thing, here's my Black Friday offer.
Yeah.
So for me, who's only new to your world and sort of connecting with you, I was like, what is this Black Friday? And I actually bought. You probably don't know. I bought one of your courses, yeah.
Oh, did you?
Because I was like, I've just got to see more of this. And it was because of, and I think like the key takeaway for people listening is it was the whole build-up. It felt like this is something that you've put a lot of time, energy, effort into. Like it felt like an event.
Yeah, it's an event. Black Friday is an event. And I think people miss out on it. They're like, I don't want to do these big discounts. I don't want to do this. But there's psychology behind it. And I think we took 130 grand over the two businesses in November. And it's just like crazy. Crazy. So for Socialista, I'm definitely doing a Black Friday thing. There's so many stills, so many videos we need to do, and there's so much behind the scenes. Some people hire someone to do it for them, but I want to do it myself.
Why?
Well, just to increase profit, I guess. And I was like, I'm creative anyway.
You just don't want to pay someone else.
Yeah, I felt like I've been paying out. Like 2025, my profit was really low. Turnover was my biggest turnover year ever. But I was like, I can do this myself. I've never done it before, but I know I can do it.
So overall, have you tried to build a business that's quite lean in terms of not having high overheads and employing lots of people? Because obviously you've turned over a lot of money.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of people, and is it a high profit margin, I guess?
Not at the moment. I mean, in lockdown it was, because there was like 3 or 4 of us. I spend 20 grand on ads and take 250 grand on a launch. Loads of profit.
That's a good day.
Everyone was paying the payment plans. Now payment plans bounce. I think last year I had 100 grand of payment plans not go through.
Wow.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot.
So now I've changed it to buy now, pay later, finance it only.
Yep.
And now I know that if I do it, it's just they're just not going to pay it, unfortunately. It's a lot. So I've changed the model of my business. My new coach told me to get a lean team, but I think I've got 12. But I have got more people doing different workloads. So yeah.
Talk to us then about how business has changed from back then to now, in terms of, like you're saying, just one example there is people would pay their payment plans. Now, not so much. Like, what are the trends? What are the differences in terms of how we need to operate today in ways that maybe didn't work before, or there might be things that did that no longer do?
So we're in it's called the trust recession at the moment, and I think that's because people have bought courses that haven't worked for them. I'm sure nearly everyone's done that.
Yeah.
I think that people have been burnt by mentors, but also service providers as well. It's not just coaching industry.
Right.
They've been burnt by service providers. They've paid high ticket for stuff and not got it. They paid low ticket for stuff and not got it. But they've also bought more courses that they haven't even opened.
Yeah.
They don't know where the logins is. I still haven't done the last course that they bought or the course before that.
Yeah.
So courses now are a normal thing, which is fine. But then it was like, oh, there's never been a course. Like I launched templates in 2020 and I took 20 grand in 2 days. And now loads of people have templates.
Yeah.
But no one really had templates then.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think it's just people are used to it now. So but now personal brand is so important. And I never thought I had a personal brand.
Okay.
Until like people kept telling me, and I was like, oh, I need to look into this. And now I've been researching and doing it. I'm like, oh, I have got a personal
You was doing
brand.
it all along.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even know.
Well, by definition, everybody has a personal brand. It's just
Yeah.
what people think about you, right? It's your
Yeah.
reputation. But I think the difference is being really intentional about that and going, and it starts with ideal client, right? Like, who are the people that are my people? How do I show up in a way where they get to know me, they like me, they trust me enough to want to work with me? And I think it's being, obviously, you just naturally think like that, and that must be why you've done what you've done.
Yeah.
But I think for a lot of us, it's about being really clear on that and being intentional about building it. Sometimes it means showing up and being a little bit vulnerable and sharing the behind the scenes that we don't want to share, but that's the stuff that people resonate with, right?
Yeah.
How do you find that?
There's a lot of stuff I don't tell. Like, you can't tell everyone everything.
Right.
I've learned this year, like recently, that not everyone's your friend, which I thought.
Have you had some like steep learning curves?
Yeah,
kinda?
and I thought some people were friends, but they're just more acquaintances, and so I need to stop being too close to people too quick, I think. But everyone's got different attachment styles. I've got anxious attachment styles. Some of my friends have got avoidant attachment styles. Some have got secure. So it's like learning about the different things and thinking how I can change.
I'm definitely an oversharer.
Yeah.
Naturally. And I'm naturally the sort of person that trusts everybody.
Yeah. So I said, like, oh, this is confidential between you and me. And if someone said that to me, I would not tell anyone.
Right.
But then they go and tell 2 or 3 people.
Right.
I'm like, I should never fucking told you that.
Same. Yeah, I've done that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's happened to you when you said, oh, this
Yeah.
is confidential.
Oh my God, yeah. And I've had
It
things.
really hurts me.
And I've had people I've really trusted really betray my trust. And I think
Yeah.
as I've reflected on it, I'm a little bit like, I don't want to change that about myself, but I do just need to be the way that I always see it, rightly or wrongly. And I'd love to know your thoughts. But my thing has been, if people are going to try fuck me over or do bad to me, like that's on them. They've got to live with themselves and know that's how they choose to live their life.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be too trusting, then that's not, like, for me, I'd rather always give people a chance and see the best in them. And like the way I think about it is I'm just going to be more successful so I can take the losses.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably not right because I do get screwed over.
What is right?
Right.
I have to protect myself, I think.
Because you've learned the hard way.
Yeah. You have
So
to
what are
learn.
you doing? Like, what are the boundaries? What are the things you're putting in place?
So I just think all of my clients are my friends.
Yeah.
But because when you spend so much time, like,
Right.
close proximity with someone, like one-to-one, like VIP days or on Zoom, I think they're my friends. And they're not friends. They were clients or they're acquaintances. I still love them and care about them. But I think, like, I've noticed about people as well, like, when I talk about my mentors, like, whether it's Isabella, Lisa, Nick, Tanner, like, they've all changed my life.
Wow. Yeah.
They've all, like, little things. There's not everything that they've taught where I've wanted to do or I didn't agree with, but every single person has taught me at least one thing that has changed my life.
Yeah, and sometimes it's small tweaks that make a massive difference, right?
Whereas when I see people talk about their mentors, sometimes it's only bad things or their past mentors, and I'm like, you should have gratitude. And I spoke to someone about it, and they were like, yeah, well, I paid them. I was like, yeah, you did pay them, but they're a person as well. Like, I feel like sometimes it's very transactional, but I just treat people as people. But sometimes people believe the worst, and that I'm like, I never said that, or I didn't mean it like that, you know? So, but yeah, just learning. I think we're all human. We all make mistakes, and it's just a learning curve, really.
Excuse me, right, I've got an important question that I need to ask you. No, not the guest, you, the listener. Have you bought your ticket to Business Mastery Live yet? If you're not clear, this is our biggest event ever. Not only in capacity, we're going to have about 500 business owners, entrepreneurs, content creators in the room. Not only in the calibre of speakers, we've got people like Daniel flipping Priestley speaking on stage and Scott Thomas, but also because it's our first ever 2-day business event. It's happening on Monday the 13th and Tuesday the 14th of April. And my advice is this. In a 2026 world, it's so easy to just do things online, but actually just because it's easy doesn't mean it's the best. In my opinion, as somebody who takes visibility very, very seriously, there is no substitute for building relationships in the room. I know events cost more money, they take more time, energy and effort, but they really are, I believe, worth the reward. And also, you can rest assured we are throwing everything we flipping can into making sure this is going to be one of the best business events of this year. And not only that, I believe passionately that the calibre of events that we see in London and in America and all them fancy places should be happening right here in the north of England. And if you believe the same and you want to support us, we'd massively appreciate you. But will you do me a favour and buy your tickets now? Because I'm not going to lie, it's stressful with you leaving it till last minute. So please, stop just listening to this podcast, give it a pause, click the link below the show notes, buy your ticket, and then I can sleep tonight, and I'd appreciate it. Have you done it? If you've done it, now we'll go back to the interview. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
The other side is that, isn't it? Is even when you have, let's call it a quote-unquote bad experience with a mentor or whatever, you're still learning that experience. And therefore, overall, you can still take those lessons and make them into good, right? So I think of one of my mentors who was, in every sense of the word, like a bully, a narcissist,
Really?
like all that. Yeah, it was a really
Oh my God.
quite an intense experience, let's say the least. And there's some people that have followed me for years that know, like, you know, it was probably 18 months I worked with him, and I still say to this day there are still things he taught me that are right,
Yeah.
and that helped. And the stuff that was really shit has made me so much better, because it's like, wow, I now see the red flags in people, or I know what not to go for in a mentor. So it's like, I think it's about perception. You always get to choose whether an experience can be good, or it just stays, well, they were just a bastard and it was all shit. And you know what I mean? Like, that's your attitude. Like, you get to choose what that becomes.
Yeah.
So let's just go back to the thing about launching courses and programs, and what you're saying there about maybe there's been a bit of course fatigue. Like, a lot of people have done it and they've not got the... So as business owners, if we're in the online space and we want to launch courses and we want that kind of more semi-passive income, we want that recurring revenue, and then we're hearing that and we're like, oh God, what do I do? I can't sell a course anymore. What would you say? What's the like, what do we need to do to still be able to sell?
You need to make sure that, like, you always need to lead by outcome and have personal brand as well. So I understand if you don't want to talk on camera, like I didn't want to do that either. My brand used to be faceless, and I was like, oh, this is going to be fine. You have to change.
Did you still make a success of it when it was faceless?
Yeah, but there was not really many social media managers then.
So it was a different time.
Yeah. But now, like, when I was in network marketing years ago, and they always said people buy from people, and that is so strong in 2026. Like, people will buy from people. Like, there's more competition now with online courses, but you need to make sure yours is really good.
Right.
And when I speak to people about this and they haven't got an outcome themselves, they haven't taught anyone an outcome, they've got nothing good to teach, but they still want to make a course, I'm like, this is... That it needs to be really good, the outcome of the course, because people have been underwhelmed by courses. So you choose whether they can be underwhelmed, they don't open it, or they do it and they make a success and then they buy something else from you. So most of my clients buy so many things from me because they know they got that course and they were like, that was so fucking good.
It's playing the long game, isn't it? It's not just trying to make a quick amount of money. It's going, I want the experience when people do pay, that makes them go, I need more.
Yeah. And I think in 2026, it's either going to be really low ticket that works or high ticket one-to-one. I feel like people miss the one-to-one close proximity. Like, so masterminds and groups, I've had to change my mastermind. Used to be like group calls, they're only allowed one one-to-one for 6 months or 2 one-to-one for 6 months. They get a retreat, they get this, and this. I noticed because everyone's on WhatsApp with me, everyone's one-to-one with me. I'm like, everyone just now gets unlimited one-to-ones.
Well, that's
No
what you
group.
do.
Yeah, no group. But they have to fill out a form, and if we've covered it before, I'll be like, here's the recording of what we spoke about last time.
Okay.
And we do voice notes with WhatsApp. They're not going to have a one-to-one with me every week. They're not going to have a one-to-one with me every day. There is, like, they don't take advantage of it.
Okay.
But one of my mentors was like, you get unlimited one-to-ones, you get this, and this. And I was like, I want to be able to give that to my clients. So there's no group calls anymore. There's no group chat anymore. It's all one-to-one.
And how's it working?
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. because not many people were showing up to the group calls. It was like, it was really busy, and then it died down because everyone's busy. So that's what I'm doing, is more one-to-one stuff. And I've got templates for everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, here you go. Or my ops manager would send them stuff, and it's just quicker and easier.
But then that's not scalable.
No, so that's not scalable. So I've had to make another program which is scalable.
Got it.
Yeah, so I had to change that.
And how do you make that program equally something that sells in 2026? What are the things you've had to think about? Because I think, so like when I think about it, I know there's an element of people want templates, they want more done for you, they don't just want to learn stuff. And it's like, those are the elements we have to think of, isn't it? That makes it, as we call it, like a no-brainer offer.
Yeah.
What are the things that you've done?
So rather than having 2 group calls a month, there's like 1 or 2 a week.
Wow.
Yeah. And then community chat as well. So they get more. People want more than just 2 calls a month.
Yeah. We've got to be better now, basically. It's
You have to
forcing
give
people to be
more.
better, isn't it?
You have to give more to get the same or less than you did a few years ago.
Yes.
So you either do that, or someone will go to someone that will.
Right. Yeah. And that's about adapting and responding to the marketplace.
Yeah, to what people need right now.
Yeah.
They don't want 2 calls a month. And then when I first made a mastermind, so many people were like, they don't need one-to-ones. You only need to do this. And I'm like, I feel like people need more than that.
So this is interesting. So I've only just this year launched my first mastermind.
Okay, good.
And the natural thing was to just see what other people are doing, do something similar.
Exactly.
And what I did was I took over 3 months of going for dinner with people that were my ideal clients,
Okay,
or
nice.
having conversations or coffees. Like they
Yeah.
knew why. I just
Yeah.
was like, I want to pick your brain. And I was like, if you was going to invest this amount of money in a mastermind, what does it need to be? Like, what would you need
Yeah.
that to include? And I had that, and I was seeing all the same themes coming up. People were saying the same, like, I've been in a mastermind before, and you just feel like a number, and all
Yeah.
these same things were
Yeah,
coming up.
exactly,
And
yeah.
that's how I created my offer. And it's exactly to your point, which is, don't just try and do what's done, like what's worked well before, or just copy what someone else is doing. Go to the people. Like, what do they
Yeah.
actually need right now? What do they want?
Yeah, they need more time with you. And you're not doing it to give very little for as much profit. For me, what matters is I change people's lives on a regular basis. Like the impact it has on a business owner earning more money and more profit, and then their kids have more experiences. They create generational wealth.
Wow, yeah.
It's It's not just a mastermind or a group program with 2 calls. It's the knock-on effect. So people need more now. Like a lot of people know that they've been diagnosed with ADHD. They're overwhelmed. They're overstimulated before they even get out of bed in the morning. That never used to be the case.
Yeah.
And there's more information than there used to be. So it's like,
Which sounds like a good thing, but the flip side is the overload of it. It's like,
Yeah.
and then you don't know which bits to do.
yeah. So it's just recognizing the change in the market. And I've learned this from people like Lisa. Like I've loved working with her.
Yeah, Lisa
And,
Johnson.
Yeah. She's just, and it's just like recognizing these things, and it's like you have to adapt. But I still have people coming to me now and they're like, I only want to do a pre-recorded masterclass. I'm like, you can, but it just won't work like it used to.
Yeah.
You could, honestly.
Do what you want, but it won't work.
Yeah, and then they come to me like, it didn't work, like this doesn't feel aligned, and I
Right.
don't want to work with you anymore. I'm like, okay then, like, and that's happened to me 3 times with pre-recorded masterclasses.
Yeah.
And I can see it happening. I'm like, they're just gonna not want to work with me anymore. I wish pre-recorded masterclasses did still work, by the way. Like one of my
Much
things.
easier life.
Yeah, it was. I'm like, I wish it did. But like this year, I'm going to do at least 1 live masterclass a month because I know that they work.
Yeah. So then what I'm hearing is in 2026, we have to care more, we have to give more, we have to do more, we
Do
have
the
to be
most.
better.
Yeah.
So then let's flip this conversation to the conversation of passive income in 2026.
I love passive income. I earn passive income every day and semi-passive income. There's a difference.
Talk to us about it then. Like, what is it? What's the difference?
Okay.
And
so,
how do we earn it when you're also telling us we need to do and give more than ever?
Okay, so when you do and give more than effort, I feel like that's membership, group program, mastermind. Semi-passive income is learn it yourself courses, isn't it? No, passive income is like learn it yourself.
Yeah.
Semi-passive is a group model. Membership. So people think that like my membership is like 7 or 8 years old. People are like, oh, I want a membership of passive income. And I'm like, you can, but it's not passive.
Yeah.
It's semi-passive. It's reoccurring revenue.
Yeah.
It's not passive income. And they didn't believe me.
Like a membership is still a lot of work.
They didn't believe me. And I'm like, you have to do something nearly every day. Otherwise, people will leave.
Yeah. And they do. And they will anyway, because that's
Yeah.
subscription models. But
Yeah.
if you want to keep an engaged membership, that takes work.
With
And
high
especially when you get
retention.
more people.
Yeah, so my retention used to be 30%, and I tweaked a few things, and now it's 70%.
Wow. What were
Yeah.
the tweaks? We need to hear that.
So the tweaks was given more that they needed,
Yep.
taking a lot of stuff out that they didn't need.
Because of the overwhelm. Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest reasons why people leave a membership is because
Yeah.
they don't use it.
Yeah.
So it's actually given less, which felt weird to me, but giving more of what they wanted.
That's such a good point for people to hear, because I think as business owners, we're scared to take things out, but it's that thing of simplicity scales, right? Sometimes do less, but do it really well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think in particular with memberships, because like you rightly said, that's the biggest reason people leave is they're overwhelmed. They feel like there's all this stuff. They're missing it. They're now behind. It's just an extra payment coming out every month. I'll just cancel.
Yeah.
And I think that's really good for people to hear that you say, like, actually, you took stuff out.
Yeah, we had to. They weren't using it, then they'd be like, oh, I don't use this, and then leave.
Yeah.
So now we've got 70% retention rate. And
Wow.
yeah.
That's really strong.
Yeah. So it's just changing things. But a lot of people don't want to change stuff.
Mm.
And I see a lot of people like that have closed their businesses already this year or closed big programs, and it's like, it's mad. And they've gone to get jobs or worked for their mentor or just do one-to-one and really reduce the business. But there's a lot of work in the online space, and there never used to be this much.
So the passive income side then, what I'm hearing you say is it's going to be more, obviously it has to be self-study because otherwise it won't
Yeah.
be passive.
Yeah.
But is it a case of that's just going to be more low ticket
Yeah.
is how it's going to sell in
Under
2026?
97 and under. Yeah, 97, 47, 27. Like my courses start from £7 to £9,000. That's the range that I sell
It's
at.
quite a range.
Yeah. So they, so that's what I think. But people think there's a lot of work to make the course. You have to do market research and you have to plan it out. I always do a pre-order first, and it's good to take 10 or 20 grand on the pre-order before you actually launch something. And then you there's a pre-order, and then you launch it, and then you have to keep selling it.
Yeah.
Which people think I'll just put the link in my bio and it'll sell.
Right.
But you have to sell it.
And what's that? Things like talking about new content.
Yeah.
That
like
kind of
direct selling, secret selling,
Break that down. What's the difference?
So secret selling is like doing a behind the scenes thing in the DMs, which I love doing. I did that with my new program. It's been launched behind the scenes. I think we've got 12 people in it, set at 1,500 each.
And that's literally no promotion front
No
end.
one knows it's happening. No one knows.
That's
And
wild.
I love
That's
teaching people
wild.
that.
And then the people obviously feel special
Yeah.
because you're reaching out directly and nobody
Yeah.
else knows about it.
Yeah, but they've all come to me.
This episode is sponsored by Laura Robson and Back Pocket Office. Now, let me tell you about this one. Laura is somebody you need in your life. I have got her in my life, and all I can say about her is I don't know how I'd live without her. And it's true. If you're anything like me, you will hate tech. You'll be great at launching and creating the marketing material and delivering on the actual product that you're selling. But when it comes to the back end, making sure it's all automated and it all works, I just can't be bothered. And if you're the same, Laura is the solution. Laura is a systems strategist, and she's also a certified launch and funnel specialist. And if you are a service provider, if you're a coach, consultant, any kind of online business that provides some kind of online service, then Laura is there to help sort out all your funnels and systems for you. With over 14 years experience, she's somebody who's going to get you solutions quick. She's easy to speak to, very approachable, and just really friendly and nice, basically. So if you are ready to get your systems and your funnels all sorted for you and work with one of the best in the business, go check out backpocketoffice.co.uk and connect with Laura on socials. The links are literally right below this episode in the show notes. Go click it, and I mean this. Go and do it now. You will not regret it.
And then that's secret selling. Then the middle one is kind of like, was just like subtle selling, where you're mentioning it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they will inquire. They
Yeah.
will ask you. And then the direct selling is, this is the thing. This is how much it is. This is who it's for. Like, buy now.
Mm-hmm.
And I do a mixture of each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you plan out your year? Like when you look at the strategy, I mean, do you do like the bigger launches where you might do like a big free challenge or masterclass and things like that?
So everything of mine is evergreen.
Everything.
When I used to be a launch model, and that's what Nick Pigeon taught me, like launches, but she kept telling me to go evergreen, and I didn't listen to her.
Okay.
And then things kept happening, really fucked up, like 3 things, and she's like, You need to go evergreen.
What were
You
those
need to go
things?
evergreen."
What happened?
And I'm like, oh, I don't want to go evergreen.
So my thing is launching. I love launches.
Same.
And I love closing cart and having that. And I kind of have a few evergreen things, but yeah, the thing I love is launching. So talk me through what the things were that convinced you to go fully like evergreen.
Okay, so there was my program. So it's my academy, my CPD certification. It's for beginner content creators. We teach them how to go from scratch so they can leave their 9 to 5 and earn a full-time income as a content creator. So that's social media management, UGC, taking content, like that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I first made it, it was just for social media managers. So I did my launch, 50 people in. I took over 100 grand in 2 weeks, dead easy. Then what happened then is, what happened on the first time? I think I went to pitch and my laptop died.
I'm like, why?
It just didn't fucking, just went.
It wasn't like a battery thing. It just.
Well, I had it on charge all day and it just didn't charge.
Oh shit!
I spent 17 grand
as
on
you started
ads.
the pitch.
As I started, there was no warning. And I was just like, what the fuck? I was in tears.
Because you put so much work in before something like that. And especially, do you know, that's just reminded me, actually, one of my launches last year, as I got to the pitch, my internet went off. And apparently I said, and I'm now so excited to introduce you to, and apparently I paused for like a couple of minutes. But I didn't know, I was just still doing it. And then like Helen, my assistant, was like, you're back. And I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, it's very real. These things can happen, right?
Yeah. So I went to I thought it was
God.
my charger, went to the local garage to get a new charger, plugged it in, went live again, and it died again.
No.
It was so bad. And then I had to go live on the Monday. I was just crying. It was like so dramatic. And then the next time I launched it, my Instagram got deactivated for 3 weeks.
And why was that?
It just disappeared for 3 weeks. There was a group of girls that were just like reporting posts, and it disappeared for 3 weeks.
So you had some haters.
Yeah. And I was like, so again, 25 grand on ads. So
Devastating.
And I was like, oh my God. It was still a good launch though. And then the third time I launched it, the Queen died on the night of the launch.
Brilliant. How inconvenient.
was
Bloody
like-
Queen.
I know. And the whole team
man.
were talking about it because someone knew someone that worked in the BBC and they were like London Bridge down or something. That was the saying, the Queen's died. But it wasn't on the news yet. But we all knew that the Queen had died before it was on the news because we knew someone that worked in the BBC. Like it was just, and I was like, please, can they tell everyone after the launch?
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh my
Oh,
God.
no.
But she was like, apparently it's got to be before 6 p.m. that day or after 6 a.m. the next day. And I was like, I hope it's after 6 a.m. the next day. But it was no. So
evening.
no one really, that took over. Everyone
Yeah.
was talking about it. I
Yeah.
mean, my ideal client isn't really a huge fan of royalty, but I do feel like it was a talking point.
Big world event.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of going to interfere.
Yeah. And Nick was like, you have to go evergreen. So I went evergreen, thought it was really difficult at first, but now I love evergreen.
Because you've learned the way to do it. So what's the key differences? How do you sell evergreen so that every month you're making sales?
So we do, on Socialista, we do 2 posts a day, and they're all different types of posts. We have outbounders, setters, and closers. CRM, and it's just busy. We closed 3 yesterday, we closed 1 this morning.
So you've got a full process there that's just set up, that's tried and tested. No doubt you tested it, there was things that weren't working, you've had to tweak it, and you've just now got it dialed in.
Yeah, I think in the certification last year, we signed up 197 students on that one certification.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm so lucky with my team.
Yeah.
So lucky.
Do you think evergreen's easier when you have a team?
Yeah, you can't do it all yourself.
Yeah.
You need a big team. And that model is B2C. Whereas if I were to start it again, it would be B2B because I feel like B2C is a harder market. You need more numbers and it's less profit than B2B. Also, B2B is high ticket. You can get higher ticket.
Of course, yeah.
So I've got one business which is B2B and one business which is B2C, and they're 2 complete different models.
Yeah, and that's your personal brand one. That's
Is B2B.
Yeah. So we spoke there about people trying to sabotage a launch. Have you had a lot of hate? Because a lot of us, especially when we're starting out in the online space, we're scared to put ourselves out there because we don't want to be judged. We don't want to get people saying we're cringe or...
Oh, I've had that for years. I
Really?
get trolled every day.
Every day.
On TikTok and Instagram, yeah. I get trolled every day saying I look really ugly, I look like a witch. I've got too much fake tan on. And I'm like, I'm Indian. Like, this is not a fake tan.
This is my skin.
Yeah, or I've got really bad hair extensions. I'm like, this is natural. There's no hair extensions. So I get trolled every day. But I've been bullied in primary school and high school, so I'm kind of used to it. So it doesn't really faze me that much.
Does it though? Because that's shit. Like, just because it's happened a lot, I think
It's not normal. It's not nice.
it's not nice.
But I don't know anything else, really, because I've been bullied in school. So it's like, it's kind of just continued. So it's like, this has always been my life where people just say mean stuff. So it's normal.
What would you say to somebody that's worried about that though? Because they see you and they see what you've achieved and they want to do that, but the idea for them of being publicly like bullied for the way they look, they're just like, that's the thing stopping them. What would you say? Like, what's your advice?
Yeah, but people are going to talk about you anyway. So
Right.
people do talk about other people. It's normal. We all like talk about people. But when people say that they talk about you, everyone assumes it's in a bad way. But I say good stuff about Lisa, about Nick. Like, if you were to say to someone, oh, so-and-so was talking about you, some people will be offended and be like, oh, they talk bad about me. But it's not.
Yeah.
So people are going to talk about you. And you can choose whether they say something good, like, oh, wow, look, her business is that incredible. Did you see that post she did? Or, oh, she tried that and it didn't work and you won't work.
And also, it's like, whatever they think about you, that's about them anyway, right? Like, if people are saying horrible things, that's just a projection of how you and your content shines light on them and their life and how it makes them feel, right?
Yeah, but also, no, not everyone's going to love you. Like, some people I've mentored or I've met and they still love me to this day. Some people love me and then they go off me and then they slag me off. Some people I don't speak to ever again. And everyone people are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. You're not going to be friends with everyone forever and ever. You're not going to have there's no space for that. Some people will love what you do and some people just won't like it. Some people will believe you that you've done this in a good way and some people will think, oh, she's done it in a bad way. There's just, everyone has different perspectives. It's just perspective. So, but showing up on camera will change your business, and I didn't want to do it. Like, I don't want to have to. I've got 2 businesses where I'm the face of it. Like, I don't want to have to do all these extra things, by the way. Like, it's working harder for the same
We've
amount
dragged
of
her here. She didn't want to be here today
No,
either.
I did. But like, there's a lot of extra stuff. Like, I wish I could have a mastermind with no one-to-one and 2 group calls. Like, life would be easier.
Right.
But, you know, like, and sometimes you can still get the same impact, but sometimes it's not, the impact isn't there. You need to do more to get impact for your clients. Like, that's why we're in the coaching business or the mentoring or the online education, is to create impact.
What about memberships? How do we need to approach, if somebody's watching and they're like, I've heard about this recurring revenue, and let me tell you now, when you get it right, having that recurring revenue will change your business. Knowing, and like you said, there's obviously churn and not everybody stays, but knowing there's a certain baseline of income coming in every month, for me, was life-changing, rather than constantly relying on one-to-one or doing one big course launch and then nothing for months. Having that quality membership, I think, can be a massive asset in your business and can change how you operate. But we have to do it the right way, because done the wrong way, it can just be nothing but a headache.
Yeah.
So if somebody's thinking of starting a membership, but they want to start on the right foot and they want to, in terms of their approach to it, what they need to be doing, how they need to think about the offer, what tips can you give us?
So you either need to have a big audience go low ticket or small audience go high ticket. Some people have a small audience go low ticket, they don't make any money, then they quit, and then the membership cancels.
Yeah.
Then they get really offended that this didn't work. And it's like, if you, like, 10% or less of people will join. So I remember I told one of my clients, they're like, I really want to do a low ticket membership. And I'm like, you've got like 1,000 followers. 10% of them may join, or it might be less. And
then 3 months later, you might have lost 1% of them as well, right?
Well, yeah, because what's the average someone stays in a membership? 3 or 4 months?
Yeah.
And it's a low percentage that stays in there for 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
So it's like, when you do the maths,
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
it doesn't make sense. I'm like, you don't have to. One of my coaches said to me, Khanna, he was like, business is not emotional, it's logical. Like, you look at facts, figures, data.
So
but
true.
with women, because of our cycle, sometimes we make things emotional because of who we are. Like, we are different to men. Like, we are more emotional about it, and you get really pissed off, and then you get upset, and like, my mentor was shit, like, I didn't make any money with you. So you do need to go, like, if you want a low ticket membership, you do need more people, and they will come from your email list, your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok, or whatever. So it's like working out the maths, but people don't do that first. Also, people don't research their audience and ask them what they want. So they make something, like 2 of my clients in my mastermind did this. They didn't tell me what they were launching. They didn't do any market research. Then they come to me to fix it. And I'm like, you either need to make something that your audience wants or create the audience of something that you want to make.
Right. They're your choices.
Yeah. It's literally that black and white. Then people get offended that I'm so direct and they don't want to work with me anymore. And I'm like, here you fucking go.
Yeah.
So.
And the other
that's
thing,
what
I
you have
guess,
to
as
do.
well with a membership to consider is about the outcome. Like, if you give them that outcome immediately, it's not going to work for the membership model,
No,
right?
because they'll
Like
get the outcome, then they leave. So I believe that membership shouldn't have outcomes
Okay.
because when they get the outcome, they'll leave.
Okay.
So that's a learn it yourself course.
So then, for people listening that are confused by that, why would they join if there's no outcome?
Because they need something regulate. It needs to be sticky.
Yeah.
Like Netflix, there's stuff coming regularly.
Entertainment regularly.
Yeah. So it needs to be something that they can't get for free. It needs to be something very sticky and it can't have an outcome.
Right.
Which doesn't
Or-
make sense to all the other stuff that we make.
But what I would say is like just similar to that, but I say like it's a transformation that requires time to transform, but it also requires ongoing effort forever. So for example, a membership on relationships, it's like relationships will take work for the rest of the time you're in that relationship.
Yeah.
It's not like you get to a point and it's done. If
Yeah.
you stop working at it, that relationship's going to start to suffer. Same with
Yeah.
fitness and health. Like you can eat the right stuff, go to the gym. If you
Yeah.
stop eating the right stuff, going to the gym,
Yeah, yeah.
you stop having the results. So I
Yeah.
think that's the other thing is you've got to think about that model and that offer, I guess. Is this something people will continually need support with?
Yeah.
If not, they're going to leave, right?
Yeah, so one of my clients, she's like, I want to make this membership, and it was to get people fully booked. I was like, there's no point because people, when they get fully booked, they'll leave.
Right.
And then she was like, oh, retention's really low because people are leaving. I'm like,
That's what I said.
like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that. That's a learn it yourself course
Yeah.
or a high ticket program.
Yeah.
So it's hard to work around stuff, but people like you and me have made mistakes and they know this. But
Right.
when you're new in the industry, you automatically think it will work. It's a really good idea. And
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Sometimes you have to learn from your mistakes, I think. I think that's the biggest teacher because even when people tell us it won't work, if
Yeah.
you think it will, sometimes you've just got to try it and then go, okay,
Yeah.
sorry, it doesn't work. You've mentioned a lot about mentors and you've mentioned like
Yeah.
multiple mentors.
Yeah.
How important do you think investing in mentors is?
So important. I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't invest in my mentors. So there was Isabella. She doesn't do mentoring anymore, Isabella Levy, but she's now Isabella Gore. She helped me create my program, my certification.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's done so much for me. And I've learned so much from her about boundaries, high ticket services, because I was just low ticket. Like I'm from a family of market traders. Everything was like low ticket and cheap. So that's how I started the business with £10 online Instagram live masterclasses. So everything that I sold was a tenner. And she was like, no. So she just changed it. Then she just changed the game for me. So I wouldn't have my certification if I hadn't mapped it out with Izzy. So I love her to bits. Then I went with Nick, was with her for 3 or 4 years. She got me to my first $1 million year in 2 years in the business and 2 years of online.
Wow.
And I was like, she's helped me scale. And then I've had days with Lisa. I've done one of Lisa's certifications or 2 of them maybe. And I've had a VIP day with her. She's incredible. Without Lisa, I wouldn't have launched my mastermind.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's helped me so much. Nick's helped me with leaning into my feminine more and scaling and selling. And then Lisa's, done that about my mastermind. And then Tanner has just helped me sort a load of shit out. Helped me sort of like team, profit, ads, scaling. He's helped me with so much. So I'm so grateful to every single one of them.
And do you think you'll always need mentors?
Yeah.
What do you say to people that are yet to invest in mentors because they think I can do it alone or it's too much money? What's your thoughts?
You need to make sure they're the right mentor for you so you get the return on investment. A lot of people think that you have to have stuff made, but really, I think it's best to go to them before you've made it because they can help you with the launch. Like you can help them with the launch,
get
can't
it
you?
right
And it's the market research is a lot of stuff. But yeah, I have invested in a mentor every single year since 2018.
Wow.
I think it's-
Consistently.
Yeah, I've got no business partner. This is also a very fast moving industry. Like I wish it wasn't this fast. There's a lot. And every month I feel like I'm fixing stuff all the time. And who else is going to teach you how to fix stuff?
And sometimes a good mentor, it's just someone to bounce the ideas around and have another perspective when things are moving at such a rapid rate, right?
Yeah. So I was speaking to one of my friends that I met through Nick, Susie Ashworth, and we were just, and it's also the people that you meet through your mentors.
Yeah. Oh,
so
it's
like,
massive. Yeah.
Huge. It's
Yeah.
not just the learning, it's the person that you become, it's the people. Like, I'm going to the Maldives with Scott and Ashley, who I know through Nick. And we've got closer because he lives in Miami, and then Tanner's event was in Miami, so I invited him to that. I was speaking to Susie Ashworth yesterday, and I was like, oh, we're making this tweak, and then by this we'll get an extra grand profit from each client. And she was like, oh my God. And then we were like bouncing ideas off each other.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's
Don't you find it?
incredible.
It's like, I find it hard to get people to really understand the value in investing in it.
But it's weird. It's not normal.
Yeah.
It's not. This is not a normal industry. It's still quite new. But like, what's normal is going to school, paying for uni, getting a job. It's not normal to pay for mentorship.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
I feel like business partners, when people have a business partner, that's a bit more normal.
Yeah.
Because people have had that, then they learn from each other.
Yeah.
But I've never wanted a business partner. Like, my dad's never had one. My mum's never had one. I didn't know anyone in my family that have had one. So
I've had
that's not
3,
normal to me.
and none of them are here anymore.
Yeah.
We're still all fine, but it just didn't work.
But I think business partners are similar because you learn so much.
Oh yeah, oh gosh, yeah, like learnt loads. But yeah, I find it frustrating sometimes. Frustrating is a strong word. I don't actually find it that big of a deal. But when you hear these cliches like your network gives you your net worth and all, and I'm like, but it's so true. But you almost hear the phrases so much, you don't realise how impactful just being part of the right groups and the communities can be. Like you're saying, like we met through Lisa, and then and it's like
at a fancy dress party, like.
Yeah, I think I was singing "Shine" by Taylor. Awkward, but yeah, it is. It's like Lisa in particular for me has just introduced me to so many people.
Yeah,
like,
but she gets so
unbelievably.
much shit though, doesn't she?
Right, people get hit, like, and
I don't know why people are so offended by her.
because she's doing well,
Yeah.
because she's direct. It's all the same stuff, isn't it? Like,
yeah. But not everyone will like everyone.
yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah. And so that's something you have to get used to. It's like in school, like you weren't friends with everybody.
No.
So maybe it's that, or maybe it's a hidden trauma. So I didn't realise I had traumas from school, but then you don't know until you've got a trauma sometimes until it's triggered. So if this keeps triggering, I would definitely advise for you to move past it, you need to talk it out with a therapist or have EMDR, or some EMDR therapy would really work for me, so you can get past it, because if that's holding you back, you need to overcome that so you can move forward.
You mentioned earlier about when we were talking about memberships, how, you know, if you've got a smaller audience, one of the options is grow your audience, get a bigger audience.
Yeah, or
And
do high ticket.
Yeah, and obviously email lists, Instagram is a big one that I know you've
I love
invested in.
Instagram so much.
So at the time of recording, it's still relatively early in the year.
Yeah.
As we look ahead, predictions when it comes to audience growth, when it comes to Instagram, give me your tips. What do we need to be doing to grow an audience this year?
So what I have always learned has kind of stopped working. So I'm learning new things to grow audiences.
Wow, that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it just doesn't work anymore.
What are the things that don't work anymore?
Some things do, like quotes grow my audience a lot,
Okay,
which is mad.
yeah.
Like one of my quotes, well, yesterday I had 5,000 likes in 2 days, because it was so You have to be so relatable.
Okay,
People need to look at your post and be like, oh my fucking God, that's me.
yes.
Or they think of a friend and they send it to their friend.
Yes.
So
'Cause
there's
it's
little
that
things.
share angle where you want people to share it.
Yeah, so relatable, where people share it to their story or share it to their friend or repost it now on Instagram they've got.
Yeah.
So that's how I grow my audience, and also by people comment the comments and the save. Again, it used to be likes, but not many people have many likes anymore. Like, people will save stuff or they'll repost it, but people don't tend to like stuff anymore.
Right.
But
And
again,
people hide their like count as well, so it's no
I
longer the
hide
same
mine,
value.
Yeah, I hardly get any likes on both my profiles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but the DMs are very busy.
This episode is sponsored by Dr. Tanya King Mohammed. She is the high ticket woman, the #1 best-selling author of the high ticket method, and one of the most sought after high ticket experts in the game. Basically, if you are an entrepreneur who is serious about scaling their business, you need to grab a copy of her book right now. Literally, I have read it and it is a game changer. It will blow your flipping mind. Tanya is the mentor that the entrepreneurs call once they are finished playing small and are ready to start charging their worth. Working with Tanya is all about creating consistent high ticket sales and doing it in a way where you can create a freedom level income without the constant hustle and grind like a lot of the other mentors bang on about. If you're listening to this show, you already know you're somebody that's meant for more and is willing to go and work for it. So basically, you need to get into Tanya's world. Go and grab a copy of her book right now on Amazon and make sure you give her a cheeky little follow on Instagram. She is at Freedom with Tanya, and she's consistently giving strategies, tips and advice over there for free so you can start charging your worth and actually starting to believe in it.
So what are specific things that did work that have stopped working? What have you changed? And what are you changing, I guess?
Like really short reels used to do well. That has stopped. I'm leaning more into my personal brand.
Yeah, I've noticed with you, you do longer, more chatty reels, don't you? And
Yeah.
it is like, and I think this is a really good tip, it's as if you're just talking to your best friend.
Yeah, that's how I talk to my mates, yeah.
And I think that's you. I think there was an era where a lot of people thought it was like, we need loads of music, sound effects, B-roll footage.
Yes.
And I just think generally, for a lot of people, that's no longer working. People want, like you're doing, where it's like you're just talking to a mate.
Yeah, so I try and post that once or twice a week now.
Okay.
I've always done it on Socialistic, but never on my personal brand. So I'm doing that more on my personal brand. And I'm talking to people about brand deals and that kind of stuff. So on both Instagrams. So I think people that are business owners are going to be more influential than they thought that they would. Personal brand's going to win, being really relatable, but also like, say there's two people doing the same thing. If one person has a personal brand and the other person doesn't, they will go to the person with a personal brand.
Yeah.
Because they know, it's the know, like and trust thing. Like I learned this in network marketing about 15 years ago. It's the know, like and trust thing. It's going to be even really important this year.
What are some of the key things that are working for building a personal brand? And what are the things when you think about your personal brand, that you know you need to do in order to really grow it?
One thing is not like people sometimes feel alone in how they feel. So they need to look at you and think, I'm having the same struggle. So it's talking about, and a lot of people just talk about the end result. They don't talk about the struggle.
Yeah.
And the light bulb moments and the fuck ups that have happened along the way. They just say, oh, I've done like £2 million this year or 3 million. And there's none like,
yeah, what it actually
all
took
the
to
fuck
get
ups.
there.
Yeah. And the tenacity and the courage and the tears and the late nights and the early mornings and the investments that didn't work. So it's talking about, and people sometimes don't believe that anymore because they know it's not real. So it's being real. You don't have to, like I know some people, some personal brands that I follow, they don't share their kids and that's fine. So you don't have to do all the things that you don't want to do, but it's still, you need to do face to camera talking.
Yeah.
You do have to do it. You do have to talk about your experiences and share something with someone so they get an outcome, whether it's skincare or business or health or relationships. Like they need to feel that they get something from you and you help them. And they like you. They have to like you.
Yeah, and I also think that era is dead where as long as you just look really good in a photo and your life looks perfect, people just want to be like you. I think what people value more than ever now is going, oh, your life isn't perfect. You do have struggles like me, but yet you still have success, and therefore it's possible for me too. And I think that's something that more than ever is working really, really well, is showing those tough times.
Yeah.
With that in mind, you said there about the late nights and the tough times. There's obviously a conversation around hustle culture and mental health, and there's another side to business, which is it can be tough. It can be you've got to hustle, you've got to have no days off for some seasons, and you've got to put the work in and effort. What's your stance on that in terms of what it really takes? And
so I don't know anything else. So I'm Indian, so we work long hours. It's just in my blood. I come from a family of market traders. So 4 o'clock in the morning starts, 10 p.m. finishes. So I don't know anything else. I'm a HGV truck driver, so sometimes I have to get up when I was driving.
This is a really interesting thing about you. I was like, what? And you sent me a picture of it. I was like, it was the biggest truck I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. So like, I don't know anything else. But some people, that's too much because they're not used to it. Like everyone's got different capacities.
So yours is wide then. You can take a lot.
That's why my dad's brought me up. I was running, like we've got a fleet of catering units, and I was running a catering unit in a busy market when I was 10 years old with like staff members. So it's like when people talk about hustle and burnout, I'm like, that's how I've all felt every year. And it's not a normal feeling. Like I said about being bullied, it's normal to me. So everyone's normal is different, and that's fine.
As you reflect on that, how do you feel? Like,
fine.
do you think it's problematic? Like, what's the cost on your life? Like,
So I don't think I had
of work?
much of a childhood because I was working. Like, we were working on market stalls in the summer holidays, but we couldn't afford to go on holiday. Like, my first time I went abroad, I was 16 or 17. We couldn't afford it. My dad was in 60 grand's worth of debt. We just couldn't afford it.
Wow.
So, like, what else were they meant to do? But I have a very good work ethic now. I'll work on Saturday nights. I'll work all day on a Sunday. Like, I'll work on a Friday night.
Is it healthy?
But what is healthy? I don't know.
Do
I don't know
you
if
do
it
you
is
ever?
healthy. I think I'm fine.
Do you like? Because I think
Yeah.
that for me is what's healthy. Is how do you feel?
So I have endometriosis, I have fibromyalgia, I have scoliosis, and I have IBS. So there's a lot of things that isn't healthy. But when you do mindset work, when you take your supplements, when you've got private healthcare, when you have a personal trainer, when you invest in your health. So my health every month is more than my car and my mortgage.
Wow, you take it seriously.
Well, yeah, because if I don't, then there's a knock-on effect on the business. Like, all of my business isn't passive income, and I'm scaling. I want to double the business this year with a lot more profit.
Wow,
So there's a
that's
lot
big
that I have
job.
to do. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a lot I have to do.
Where does it end? Like,
I actually I don't know. I don't know. I want to create generational wealth, but not just for my kids, but for their kids. But I haven't got kids yet. So, like, maybe it will slow down when I have kids because I can't work this much when I haven't got kids. I haven't got kids and I haven't got a partner. So obviously I have more time.
So is it really for that? Are
Is
you
it really for what?
are you really doing it for generational wealth, or
Yeah.
is it?
It's also, I'm more motivated when I'm scared. Or when I don't get motivated by gain, I get motivated by pain. So when I think...
Which is common.
Yeah, so I think that the fear of having to go back to where we couldn't afford milk, where we couldn't afford a car. Like, now when I go to my mum and dad's house, there's like 5 or 6 cars on the driveway and we couldn't afford to have one. We had to walk to the supermarkets with rucksacks and like walk home. We couldn't afford to pay the milkman. We had to hide behind the couches. So it's like, am I scared of going back to that when I have kids? So that might be a factor. So there's just a lot of, it's how you were brought, everyone's so different. Like, for someone, if they had like, they only worked a Saturday when they were in school and they did like 10 till 2, like doing newspaper drops, and then mum and dad were teachers or worked in supermarkets and they only worked 9 till 5, like, that's normal for them. So what I do is like weird.
Of course, yeah.
It's like not their norm.
But it's not to you.
No, it's just different.
But are you happy? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, the impact's incredible. The money's good. The impact's incredible. I've learned so much personally, and I was in network marketing for 10 years and I learned so much. Like, it's just personal development every day.
Yeah.
And people slag off network marketing. You're like, oh, you don't do it anymore. And I'm like, yeah, but that changed me. If it wasn't for network marketing, I wouldn't have become a social media manager.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's like, it's the knock-on effect of everyone, but people miss the gratitude part of it.
Yeah.
And I just think gratitude is so important for like the different stages of your life.
Don't you find that the people that don't have the gratitude, it's usually because it's not worked for them, because maybe they didn't work hard enough at it, and then they just like to point the finger and go, well, it doesn't work. You know, network marketing doesn't work. Well, it does for some.
It does. It does. It's a proven system. But it doesn't work for everybody. But that's like online courses. That's like a 9 to 5. Like, I failed my HGV license, my test 5 times. Is very expensive because you have to hire the wagon before and during and after.
Okay.
It's a lot. So like, it's like, well, I'm not going to give up now.
Yeah.
And obviously my ego got in the way and I was like, I'm not doing that. So yeah, everyone's different.
Anna, this has been great, and there's so much more I'd love to dive into, but we have the general life questions that I ask all guests, so we're going to go into these now. So the first one is, what is some of the best life advice you have received, and why was it so good?
So my mum said to me, if you're not sure whether to do it or not, always do it, because you'll never regret doing it, but you will regret not doing it.
That's so good. I so agree.
Yeah.
That's huge. And I guess, is that something you live by, that when you're thinking about a decision?
Always do it. Yeah, always do it rather than not do it, because otherwise you'll just be thinking about it all the time. And that was when I couldn't be bothered to go to a networking event in Liverpool probably about 20 years ago. And I was like, I can't be bothered washing my hair, do my makeup. I just can't. So I rang my mum and she was like, you should go. Because you think about not going and you think about, you should always go. But then I met a whole group of friends that I'm still in contact with now.
Brilliant.
I was a bridesmaid at her wedding.
Yeah, wow.
And like, I've met their kids and it's just like, they're friends forever.
Makes me think about when I was growing up, I was a performer, and I always wanted to be on the X Factor. And I did. I did the X Factor. I was at Wembley Stadium, Simon Cowell judging me, all the rest of it. And it went horribly. It was one of the worst things ever. I had my parents there. I always remember my dad, who was very Yorkshire, coming over, and we were taking the mic off me or whatever, and he went, "This has been everything I knew it would be and worse." Because the whole things are set up, it's all, they already know whether you're going through or not before you. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happens that I think people know. It's TV at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I never regret it, because the child version of me always wondered what it would be like. Now I don't wonder. I'm like, give it a go.
Yeah.
Weren't what I wanted it to be, but there's no regret in it going bad.
Yeah.
There would have been
good.
regret in never trying and never knowing.
Yes.
And that's why I love that advice, because I don't regret stuff going bad. I absolutely agree. It's the not knowing. So, flip side, what is some of the worst life advice that might have been well-meaning, that people had your best intentions, but it turned out to be rubbish?
Ignore how you feel. Ignore how you feel and just do the work and just work. I can't ignore how I feel, because that's a huge block for me.
Yeah.
I don't know whether men can do it more than women. I don't know. But for me, I'm like, why do I feel like this? How can I sort it out and fix it, and then I can move forward? Because sometimes if you feel that strongly, it stops you in business moving forward.
Yeah.
So for me, I have to sort out how I feel.
Yeah.
Talk to a professional, get fixed, and then move forward.
Yeah.
So I can't ignore my feelings.
I think so this is my take on it. I think there's value in sometimes taking action over emotion, because if we're always led by how we feel, sometimes we feel tired, sometimes we feel demotivated.
No, but I mean, feeling isn't, there's a block and you can't move forward, like with
That's
an
different.
investment, or like, why do you feel like this?
Yeah.
It's getting to the root of that. So feeling tired, like, obviously I'm going to ignore that, because like I don't remember a time when I never was tired. Like, I'm always just tired, my back's always sore, and I'm always hungry. Like, it's just me all the time. So I just ignore those.
There you go, everyone. If you want to be successful, just get used to it.
So I ignore those feelings, but when it's so deep and it's preventing you, or I'm getting upset over the same thing over and over again, it's like, what is the underlying thing here? Yeah.
Okay, the next question, if you're happy to answer, is, because I feel when we listen to podcasts like this, quite often we'll put the guest on a pedestal and be like, you're an expert, you've made all this money, you've impacted all these lives, how incredible.
We're all human. We're all normal people.
Right.
Yeah.
So the question, if you're happy to share, is, what is something that you are struggling with right now, and how are you working through that? So
doubling the business and increasing the profit is very hard, but January we're all on track, so it's good. But it's just scaling, because I don't know anyone that's done what I've done, where an evergreen certification B2C, I don't know anyone that's done that I can speak to.
So it's having that mentor, that support. You're struggling to have that.
Yeah, as well as someone that's building a personal brand like mine, and then because B2B and B2C are two different markets. Yeah. So I'm in both. So they are very, very different. But I love helping people with B2C and I love helping people with B2B. But it's just the scaling I'm finding difficult, and the workload at the moment is very difficult. But
and what's the solution? How are you overcoming it?
Just to get through it. There's so many things I didn't want to do last year. And I got to the point where I was like, I don't want to do it, so I'm just not going to do that. But I had to learn. I didn't want to go on YouTube, because we're in a trust recession. I had to build more trust, and in long form, because all of my content was short form.
Right. Yeah.
So I had to build more. And did I want to start a YouTube channel? No. But did I have to? Yes.
Yeah, it's a big thing. I think doing that long form now.
Yes.
And I think YouTube in particular, it's one of the things I've been saying to a lot of people. YouTube, I think, for most people, is going to be a good investment. Like,
yeah.
Take it seriously.
It's that. And then I've bought a course recently which helps you grow your YouTube. So I want to learn YouTube and grow it. So at least I have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So there's that. And I didn't want to do that. And I always sell in the DMs. I'm really good at that. But then I had to learn how to take sales calls. I didn't want to do that either. But because so much comes through with sales calls, I knew if someone was sick or they needed more availability, I can go in and close. So I had to learn how to do that. So all the stuff that I kept putting off, I had to do last year.
I think there's a lesson in that, isn't there? That the things that you keep avoiding are usually the things that will take you to that next level. You've got to do it.
Yeah, and one of my certification was in a Facebook group and on Kartra. And I was like, I use Thrivecart. I don't know why we're paying $4 or $5 grand a month for Kartra. Thrivecart's like $500 one off. So cheap. And then my ideal client didn't use Facebook anymore. So then I had to put everything into an app, which cost me a lot of money. We had to do it, but everyone loves it. So I had to do so much last year. And every time I'd wake up in the morning, I'd be like, oh, fuck, here we go again. What am I going to have to fix today? How much money am I going to have to spend today? A lot of paying out. But this year I feel like I'm able to do so much more stuff now because I've done all of that work last year. Obviously things are going to happen this year, like things are going to go wrong, things are going to break, I'm going to have to fix, but sometimes being a business owner is just fixing a load of shit that just stopped working.
Yeah, I mean, it is, isn't it?
It is.
That is literally the definition of a business, is solve problems.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
But I have to do it for myself and then I have to do it for my clients as well. But then I feel like it's meant to happen to me first so I can help my clients.
Right.
Yeah.
Anna, this has been brilliant.
I've loved
Thank
it.
you so much.
Thank you for having me.
If people are hearing about you for the first time,
Yes.
where can they get in your world? Where can they follow you?
Instagram, my personal Instagram is Anna __, a bit annoying, but there's 2 underscores, then Khanna, KHANNA, and then 2 underscores again.
Yeah,
So
so
I
they
might
can.
need to change that, actually. It's a bit long, isn't it?
It is for podcasts. It looks fine,
Yeah, it looks
but
fine.
when you have to say it out loud, it's a bit in it.
Yeah.
And so they can follow you there.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, just follow me. Chat to me. I'm always in my DMs. So, yeah.
Great.
Thank
Anna,
you for having me. I've enjoyed this.
Thank you. And the final question before I let you go:
Uh-oh. What is it?
what is your personal definition of success?
I think freedom and choices, but that's different to everybody. So one thing I love that I'm able to do now is take my mum to her hospital appointments every month without having to ask anyone. She just tells you when a hospital appointment's on, I get to take her. So I think that's freedom. That's success.
Anna, thank you.
Thank you.